Although the Dismantle MPD movement won't go to the voters this fall, the Minneapolis City Council will continue to work on it. They've created a community safety work group led by Councilmember Philippe Cunningham, which will spend the next year with community engagement and research. They want people to get a better understanding of what it means to, quote, reimagine public safety in Minneapolis. At today's City Council meeting, they had a presentation on how they are taking a public health approach to violence prevention. In the same way health professionals try to prevent illness with prevention efforts, they are trying to find ways to prevent violence by addressing issues that lead to it.
We're addressing the needs of those who have symptoms or signs of being high risk for involvement with violence. So these look like mentorship programs, earlier intervention work with young people, interrupting patterns of domestic violence, both to ensure that the individuals involved in the conflict are getting services, but also that we're reducing the exposure of children to violence, because we know that exposure to violence is a key indicator in how people themselves become involved with violence later in life.
The City Council will talk about its actual amendment after the Charter Commission delivers its report in 90 days, and it could go on the November 2021 ballot. In the meantime, though, Mayor Jacob Frey says that you can expect to hear about more reforms to the current Minneapolis Police Department that he and Chief Madera Arredondo are working on. He says you can expect to hear many more of those throughout the next year.
Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey and community leaders presented their first round of recommendations to help Minneapolis recover after the riots and unrest this past May. There are 8 areas focusing on things like business retention, housing issues, and prioritizing minority-owned businesses.
We are in the throes of a global pandemic that is threatening the health and economic safety of the physical health and economic security in our communities and communities all around the country. But we're also facing the pandemic that is racism, and how that has been a destructive force in our community.
The plan is coming from a community coalition made up of people of many different races, ages, and backgrounds, trying to make the city more inclusive for all.